Bring you into the kitchen, and here's my little kitchen nook. And above the table here in the corner is one I called Entitled with Two Clouds. I guess I didn't really have a title. I called it Entitled originally, and then eventually, I don't know, Entitled Barn with Two Clouds. There we go. And Christina calls this the milk house, and she grew up in Ohio in farm country, and maybe she knows something of that structure better than I do, painting barns and country life from my New York little studio. And I just really like the directness of this painting. It's a simple composition with a few forms and a nice little relational painting. There's some great shadow play, which gives depth and dimension to the painting. Some real nice high brightness on the right side, just allowing for some shadows. And again, with my house forms, just every slat of the house is just meticulously painted and timely to do, as each stripe is a different color. And I like, there's a sort of meditative state I go into while painting these guys, where the ground is just, you know, quick and fun and just playing around with green paint, but this house structures, well, they take significantly more time to develop and finish. So here we go. Just pull them back again, and the milk house. Better title, I think. And we'll end this video in the bedroom. There's a John Peters painting on the left. Love that. And we're just going to look at the foot of the bed. On the wall is my 4 houses. And there it is. And one of the things I love about this painting is not so much what's depicted here, but it makes me think of another painting. It makes me think of Matisse's The Dance, which I just love the version that's at the Museum of Modern Art here in the city. And surprisingly, once I saw they hung it in a stairwell. I'm not sure what thought went behind that. I think maybe since it's been moved into a gallery. But this painting makes me think of The Dance, and if you don't know the painting, just look it up after this video and you'll see maybe some similarities. But I just love Matisse, and with his work, he's got, instead of house forms like what I've used, he has these human figures, naked, dancing in a circle in their pagan fertility dance. So maybe this painting is appropriate for the bedroom of mine. It makes me think of this other painting. But to be serious a moment, what I like about Matisse's The Dance, and I really do think it's one of the great, if not greatest, paintings ever made. He really highlights the drama of the work. He's just acutely aware of his negative spacing. So figuratively speaking, there's the human figure against the green ground, natural ground. But as an artist and an abstract painter at times, or with a formal concept, taking into consideration the figure-ground relationship, which is just Art 101. As soon as you go to art school, you start talking about these general concepts. So with Matisse, the figure-ground relationship is very interesting, because with Matisse, he's very aware of his negative spacing, so that while looking at his work, you might start really considering the negative spacing, and that comes forward where the human forms start to recede. But as long as one part takes the place of being the figure, whether it's the actual human figures or maybe the ground in this case, where you're focusing on that a moment, but as long as there's one part of the painting being the figure, another part being the ground, where you have the form and the space in relationship, well then the figure-ground relationship, as long as that's continuing, then the dance continues. And I think at the root of his painting, just a very simple structure, is this art concept of figure ground and that relationship, which is forever. And that idea comes into play in most every painting ever made. And so that's why I love the dance, and this painting probably pales in comparison to the dance, but it makes me think of it, and instead of 5 human figures, I have my 4 house forms. And then with all my work, again, there's little other forms, these little painted blips, and they're kind of fun too. But a very simple painting, and there it is. Alrighty guys, that was a lot of fun. So thank you for coming by for the studio visit, and until the next time, happy painting.